Move up to 10th as we go and take a look at some of the highlights, and we start with Rowan Saws, his 300th match, and he had a bit of work to do before the bounce of the ball. But the big story yesterday was this man again, Alan Jakovich. He kicked 11 goals, 8. It's quite a remarkable performance. A little late in the program, we'll just show you how well he's been doing in his last 7 matches compared with Tony Lockett in his first 7 matches of this year. But here he is, as Dennis Committee said, a most unusual 100th goal. He'd kicked 60 in the reserves, and this was his 40th goal and first of 11 yesterday.
Should be a formality and is.
He can really win the ball under pressure. Jay Viney, and here's Jakovich again. Terrific mark, and he's just unbelievable for doing the unusual. Longmire kicked 7 yesterday. This wasn't one of them. He played on immediately, but Larkin got the goal for North, and it was a very competitive first half. Look at this Ramiro here, keeping his eye on the footy, with Road coming in. Is this the goal of the year? Well, it was a freak goal. Unbelievable, Jakovich there.
In the forward line to kick 7 goals.
Bobby, what about this Jakovich fellow? You saw him yesterday. He's captured everybody's imagination. He's a bit of a freak, isn't he?
He's a very good player. He's probably, as a 2-footed fellow or a both-sided player, whatever they want to call him nowadays, he really is magnificent. And his ability to be able to kick the ball. He actually hypnotised Michael Martin, because Michael Martin wasn't even looking where the ball. I couldn't understand. He was facing the wrong way and everything, which is most... I mean, Michael Martin wanted to take on Tony Lockett physically, and we know, which is a ridiculous thing to do, and yet he didn't want to go near Jakovich for some unaccountable reason.
So you gave him a vote, Jakovich?
Oh, heavens, he could have given him the 6 votes, because his form in the first part of the game was sensational. But what you've got to realise for Jakovich to be able to play as well as that Melbourne have got some excellent players coming back to touch. Stynes isn't, of course, because he's been up in the votes all the year and almost looks a red-hot certainty to win the medal because of his great play. And Yates came back to touch yesterday, together with other fellas like Dyson and Lovett and Stretch start to play well. They put the ball up to Jakovich in the fashion that gives him the opportunity. You'll see them coming along here. There's Stynes now, I think, taking the ball. This is Clark going up. A couple of nice easy bounces. What do you want to do, Ron? You want to talk about Jakovich?
No, I want
it's coming up to him now, see? Look, there he is there.
I wanted to talk about the other end. Obviously, the gamble of playing Carey after so many weeks out injured didn't pay off.
Well, Ron, you've got to play him one week. You might as well play him in this game. I don't think it would have made any difference to the result. Carey actually started off very well and was not very far from it. And one game, if they're going to play in the finals, they want Carey playing well. And, you know, he wasn't far from it yesterday. But, I mean, they were all overshadowed by Jakovich's form. That's all there was about it.
Well, it seems to be that North aren't quite there, Bob, up with the real top sides.
Well, their defeats are huge, aren't they? They get defeated by huge amounts when things go wrong for them. They appear to lose the plot somewhere in the game.
Their lowest losing margin this year is 35 points, and most of them have been around 60 points, 70 points. It's a worry,
right.
isn't it?
That is the worry when they get against the teams like that.
Darren Bennett, Bob. How's he before him?
I think Darren Bennett's playing quite well, and I think he's a very useful player in their team. And as for any worries about him, you know, saying, oh, he's out of position, he might have his nose out, I don't think in the slightest.
He's broken his finger. He's broken his finger, so he probably won't play. Would he play Drew with a broken finger next week? Is it possible?
Oh, definitely possible. You can just inject those and strap them up to the other one, and away you go.
Yeah, Bob,
Calvin Templeton played with 2 broken thumbs in 1 week, as a matter of fact.
Bob, can you see Hungry Bartlett's nickname being transferred across to Alan Jakovich?
Well, his statistics, he doesn't like handballing. There's no 2 ways about that. And 4 people told him to pass the one that he did yesterday. I mean, he was definitely going to have another shot, but he said, oh, perhaps I better let this. And it was a beautifully, as Dennis Committee, it was a beautifully weighted, centimetre perfect pass.
Well, Longmire kicked a few goals yesterday, but how do you see Bryce fitting at full back, which has been a bit of a troublesome spot for Melbourne for the year?
Actually, I thought Bryce played quite well, but I don't know if he's a genuine full-back, Bryce. You know, I think he might be a little bit hit and miss, to be truthful.
Played well on Lockett a couple of weeks ago too.
Yeah, but I mean, he's quite a good player, Bryce. You know, and he's got all the necessary equipment to play there.